And we were just going to go back on the ship, and who's here but, of course, the two lovely girls from the salon, Pat and Sarah. Welcome. Now, you were a bit nervous about the interview, but I think you're going to come across very well indeed. Now, Pat, you've been on the ship slightly longer than Sarah. How long have you been on the ship so far?
6 months and a week up to now.
And you, Sarah?
6 weeks.
Yeah, of course, I must explain to the audience out there that the girls are in a rather unusual situation. They work on the ship for 9 months, get no time off hardly at all. As you can see, the girls are working at the moment. They are not ashore, they are working. So how does your mind work? Do you ever feel like cracking up and throwing a wobbler?
Yeah, we often bang our heads against the bulkhead.
That's after a few drinks, mind.
You mean you are becoming alcoholics? Is this what your world is leading to?
Fully fledged.
This seems to be the only thing to do on the ship. This alcoholism.
That's why Pat had her glasses on
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, well, girls, how do you feel when your friends like myself and David Hinge, we keep coming and going on leave and you're still here? I mean, do you ever get homesick for England?
No, it is a relief when people like them do go on leave. No, it gives us time to recuperate after them. You don't realise what we're going through out there.
And of course, one last question, girls. Now, you don't have to answer this question. Relationships on board a ship. Now, you must feel that when you do enter a relationship, you're normal females, the same as we're normal males. How do you feel when it comes towards the end of your time, when your boyfriend, you might never see him again? This must be very sad for you.
Yeah.
Could you speak up there, Pat?
Yes, it is very sad.
And Sarah, of course, you must have many admirers on board the ship at the moment. And anyone special you want to say hi to?
Fungi.
Well, mine's already left the ship, actually, my boyfriend. And I'm really deeply upset, but I can't really give his name, but you know, he works on the bridge and he's just left.
Okay, well, look, girls, it's been really nice having you on the Colonel Kling show today. I think you've come across very well indeed. Malcolm behind the camera's made a very good job. You go back to work or go into... We'd now like to welcome two people who were established with Colonel Kling and his motion picture organisation, which unfortunately last September went bankrupt. First of all, welcome Charlie, sometimes known as the Chicken. Charlie, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you, John. Welcome.
And Paul, also welcome to you.
Yeah, certainly to be a pleasure on your show, Colonel.
Now, just to put the viewers in the picture, you spent a lot of time, a lot of money in what was to be Colonel Kling's biggest motion picture depicting the rock group The Who. Charlie, you were the drummer, and Paul, you were one of the guitarists. I forget the bass. Now, there was something like $1 million involved in the budget, and you really had your heart set on a Hollywood career. Now, first of all, I want to ask you individually, Charlie, how did you feel when the Colonel's motion picture business went bankrupt at the time?
Well, pretty cut up really, because it meant a lot to us at the time, and we were doing things, you know, big ideas, everything. And well, what more can you say? It was bad news.
Now, Paul, I know you told me early on that you had your family already moved to Los Angeles, and you already booked a Rolls-Royce motor car. Now, for months after the crash, you wouldn't speak to me, and you really felt let down. How do you feel now that nearly a year has passed and things might begin to happen for you again?
Well, things have got pretty much back to normal now, and I've got over the shock of it. And, things are just carrying on as they were before.
Now, lads, you realise now that, Colonel here, we've gone into the video business, and at the end of this interview, I will be explaining to the public what is going to happen in the future on board the Sun Princess. You know that there's going to be a place in my business for both of you, so I'm sure that after the very dramatic upset of last year, that you will come back with a bang. And I feel myself that when David Hinge comes back from England, that we will redo that famous Who scene when Captain John Young was there and multitudes of onlookers saw us shoot that famous scene. So, gentlemen, thank you for being here today. Don't forget that our interview today will be on Channel 4 on Tuesday night, 11:20, and where I will be explaining the future plans of the Colonel Kling video business. So thank you very much. At the start of this production, we had planned to interview as many people as possible, but halfway through we decided on where our future lays. Now, Michael here, I had promised him this interview, and although I had scrubbed it out of the script, he insisted that he was going to be here today. Michael, welcome to the show.
Good evening, Colonel.
Not actually good evening, it's good afternoon, Michael. Although, yeah, I know you realise that we are going to be showing us in the evening. Now, Michael, I'll just telling the audience that we asked you to do this interview last week, and then we cancelled it because we're changing our plans, and you insisted that your agent insisted that we go ahead. Now, you're the youngest member of the bar staff on board the Sun Princess, is that correct?
That's right, yet I've been at sea longer than a few more PRSs older than me.
Well, we don't want to get into any controversial issue here. Michael, at the moment we're going in between San Juan and Los Angeles. How are you taking the pressure in the Union Jack bar with the hamburgers?
Well, the pressure, like yesterday with 300 hamburgers, was intense. Yet today I did about 10. So you can never really estimate how busy you're going to be. So my nerves are all on edge as hamburger time comes, as I don't really know what to expect from day to day.
Well, Michael, as we're heading through the Pacific Ocean towards Los Angeles, have you got any plans for your time in Los Angeles? Have you got any friends, maybe in Hollywood now?
Well, I met some people this cruise who come from Los Angeles, but I think Disneyland is coming, and I must go to Disneyland as I've never been there before, and I think I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, Michael, I really assure you that you will really enjoy Disneyland. One last thing before we finish here, Michael. When this interview finishes, I'm going to be making a statement as to what our company is going to be doing. I don't want to just let you know yet, but I think you've got an idea, and you know that you are going to be part of this future project. I don't want you to talk about it just yet. So, Michael, you're going to be seen a lot more of on the TV. So if you should get back to work in case your boss gets you in trouble, and thanks a lot. That was Michael, public room steward. We'll see a lot more of him in the future, and we're just going to go down to the restaurant now, where I'm going to tell you what's going to be happening on board the Sun Princess. It's rather unique, and we're just going to go down there now, and we're going to let you in on a really good idea which we have on board the ship. Well, we are very, very lucky indeed this afternoon to have with us one of the celebrities on board the Sun Princess, Michael, a wine steward from the Continental Dining Room. Good afternoon, Michael.
Good afternoon, John. And I'm very busy at the moment, but I'll try and give you a few words if I can.
Well, Michael, it's going to be a very, very short interview. My first impression is looking at this tremendous amount of tables which you have to do here. This is your section. How on earth do you get around this 24 tables and serve all these bottles of wine? Is there a secret? Is it 12 years of service, or is it something else?
Well, being so young and agile on my feet, I can just get around in minutes, and the job's done. 5 minutes, really, all these tables.
Michael, one last question. I was talking to Jamie, the maitre d' in the Continental Dining Room, and I was asking him about seating arrangement, and for some reason it appears that your section seems to have more men than females. Is it because they are connoisseurs of the fine wines we have from France and all over the world? Or maybe there's another reason for your section being totally men?
Well, John, it's a secret, really. Between you and I, it's close contact.
Again, words of wisdom from one of the Sun Princess's celebrities, Michael.